Me roll up these windows a little bit because the trucks are kind of loud, but it feels so good outside. Ugh. I sure was about to say, where's my car? Yeah, I'm here for a little while. What's going on? I mean, Rich, what's up, baby? I'm just about to call my hair right quick. Thank you. Thank you. I'm waiting on some more people to come in. So we can have this little discussion right quick. Get this shit done. Some shit we need to just put on the table. You know. All right, sis, I see you. Wait on a couple of more people to come in. I still haven't ate yet. But I'm gonna drink this grapefruit juice. That's for sure. And eat some. She had about to eat. Hey, down. I'm about to eat. I have to get in here. About all I need to do is cut my chicken up, and that's it. I'm gonna eat while I'm on here. But for right now, I had to put something on my stomach. Something better than nothing. I gotta keep my blood sugar up too, though. So it's not all I need, but I do try to keep that sexiness going. What's that, D-Money? I think I left my brush at home. I think. I hope not, but I think I did. I like my regular brush. So while my hair's still slightly damp, it's not that damp. It's kind of dry. Hurry up and brush it up into a cute little ponytail. And we're gonna get this show started. Let the waves and the curls just do what it do. See y'all, my hair be. Y'all just don't know. I think I left my scarf at home and everything. I really believe I did. Oh, I got the brush. Watermelon. I got the brush. I didn't leave it. I thought I did, but I didn't. I thought I left it at home. All right, come on, y'all. Come on. Let's get into it. I got a nice one today, boy. We about to break down some shit. We are getting ready to break down a discussion that has been a discussion for a long time. We about to tap into some shit. I did talk to dude about coming and explaining the what you call it to y'all, but I don't know if he had something to do today because I forgot today is Sunday. People be spending time with their family and stuff, so I didn't really bother him. So if not today, if you don't tap in today, tomorrow for sure. But this topic that we about to have it should be interesting enough to hold us over for at least an hour and a half, something of that nature, and we'll be okay. Oh my God. We going back to elementary, low-key, junior high. Dun, 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 dun. I hope y'all ready. I hope y'all ready because class is about to be in session. Is everybody ready for class? Let me know something. Y'all ready? Hello, Maddie. See, that's why I'm still trying to wait. I still got more people that's going to come in. And it don't really bother me, but it kind of kills me when people come in. They be like, oh, I'm late. What the discussion is about. Now I got to go back and try to explain it to you and all this. And then you got to catch up. And oh, my God. Y'all, please shut it live. Whatever you do, I'm lawless. Yeah, I went to lawless. I hope that's, I don't know if that's what you're asking me. Um, hit the like button. Whatever y'all do, hit the like button. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Like, and if you not subscribed to me, please subscribe. Y'all see that? Look at the waves, child. Oh, my goodness. We gonna brush this shit up. Oh, fuck. I still forgot my other scrunchie. And I use, like, the thick scrunchies. I can't use them little bitty ass, fucking baby ass scrunchies. I can't stand them little things. I use them if, like if I don't have my other ones, I'll use it. China, what's up, sis? Hold on, let me get my scrunchie. So I'll use it if that's all I have. And right now, this is what I have. So I'm gonna make do of it. And also make sure y'all put y'all hit that notification button so y'all can catch me when I do go live. Now watching another day, like later on, I'm gonna probably braid all that shit up because I don't want to have to comb it every day. Just keep combing it out. It's aggravating. Aggravating. It don't take me long, but it's still a process. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I guess I got good hair. It's good, disgusting hair. So y'all ready? I got my grandpa Kyle licks, that's for sure. It's okay. I can deal with that too. I'll put my phone on do not disturb. All right. So, what we're about to discuss today, ladies and gentlemen of the class and of Scum Nation and Candy Nation's world and Candyland School, we are going to discuss your good old, I don't know why I want to say Pledge of Allegiance, and that's not what I'm talking about at all. That's the only thing that came to my head just now. But we're going to discuss about the national anthem. We're going to dissect this shit. I need all my Black Power people. I need everybody that has an opinion to have an opinion on this shit. Okay? All right? All right. All around show 100. Who are you? Yourself now. Not up for discussion. Well, you should know who I am because it says it in my in my what you call them. I'm Candy. How are you? And it is up for discussion because you entered in my house. I didn't enter your house. You entered in my house where I pay bills, where I make sure things are straight at. So that is going to be your last and final time being kind of like, a little disrespectful in my classroom. And this is a classroom right now. It's a classroom setting, and we're about to learn something. Now, you can stay if you want to. If you don't, you can hit the door. It's okay. It's your choice, though. And it's safe over here. It's real friendly. No, everybody don't do too much or nothing like that. We just learn, okay? Okay. So, I have, Aisha's going to come up. There go my boy. What's up? Aisha's going to come up, and I'm going to have her. What's up, Squeeze? I'm glad y'all here. That's why I'm trying to wait for y'all to come on in. Come on in. We about to have a fire one. It's gonna be fire because look, my mind was on it today, and I had to think about it. I was like, oh shit, what? Wait, Google, look. I had to go back and look at shit I had looked at already before. I just re-looked at it. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna have her. She's gonna come up and read some of the things that I kind of like pinpoint out so I could keep my head focused on what I want to say because I really want to dissect this shit and I want to break it down. I want to unpack this. And the only reason why I'm going to unpack it is because it's going to go hand in hand with the fact of the matter that how us as black people and white people think and why we don't vote and why we feel like this and the shit just goes all over our head and before you know it, we don't know shit. And then it's also going to explain the fact that you have more people in the world that will listen to what a person said before they read it for themselves. So because you listen, you run off with that narrative. And it's going to be that narrative. Oh, I feel like it's this. Oh, I feel like that color is blue. It's not indigo green. It's got to be blue. No, it's actually indigo green. But because you hear 1,000 people saying it's blue, you gonna go with what the majority say instead of you walking your ass up there to see it's actually indigo green. Okay? All right. So let's get into it. I'm gonna drop the link. My girl is gonna join. And I am going to start breaking this shit down because it's gonna be a great conversation. It's gonna take a little while to break this whole down in my version of breaking shit down. Okay? So I don't want y'all to think, this is totally how I see it. This is facts. It's not really my opinion, but I'm reading exactly what it says. I'm paying attention to the wordplay, everything. Okay? What's up, Cardi B Jones? What's going on? What's going on, baby? I'm really like dissecting this because a lot of people don't like to read and dissect shit when it's being handed to them. They just, with that said, bro, I ain't worried about that shit. Like I said, blue, indigo, green. They don't like to do it. So that's what we're going to do today. All right. Hello, Rob Rob. What's up, Rob Rob? Glad you here, Rob Rob, because guess what?
All right.
This is going to resonate with some of the conversation about the legislations and everything. I'm waiting on dude to hear me back to see if he'll be able to make it. But today's Sunday. People would be with their family, girl. I'm the only one single, I guess. Whatever. But we
China.
we are gonna start off with I'm gonna text him when I get in the middle of the conversation. Okay? Because I texted him the first time already. We gonna start off with the actual song. All right? Now, Aisha's gonna read the actual fucking song. I want y'all to pay attention to the wordplay. All right? Listen to the words. That's all I ask you to do at this point in time. Listen to the words. Get your pen and pencil ready. We have an A scholar that's up here in the class. We had one yesterday, which was China. We have another one. I need y'all to pay attention, okay? Y'all ready? I guess ready as y'all gonna be, huh? Fuck it. All right, go ahead, sis.
All right. Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watch were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does the star-spangled banner yet wave, or the land of the free and a home of the brave? On the shore dimly seen through the mist of the deep, where the foe's hotly host in dread daily reposes. What is what is that what is that which the breeze or the towering steep, as it fitfully blows, half concealed, half discloses. Now it catches the gleam of the morning first beam. In the glory reflected, now shines in the stream. 'Tis a star-spangled banner, O long may we wave, o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. and where that the band was still wantonly sworn, that the havoc of the war and the battle confuses, a home and a country will leave us no more. The blood was washed out their foul footsteps, pollution. I'm sorry, y'all. No refuge could save the hiring slaves from the terror of flight or the gloom of the grave. And the star-spangled banner in triumph doth wave, or the land of the free and the home of the brave. Oh, thus it ever be freemen shall stand between their loved home and the war desolation. Blessed with victory and peace, may the heaven rescue land. Praise the power that hath made the preserved us nation. Then conquers we must when our cause is just. And in our motto, in God we trust. And the Star Spangled Banner is triumph shall wave, or the land of the free and the home of the brave.
How many of y'all feel like that's a racist song? I need class participation. I need you to put a one in the comments if you feel like that's a racist song. Come on, class. Come on, come on, come on, come on. These people ain't got all day to be waiting on y'all just to hit the number one. You know what I'm saying? Like, how many of y'all feel like it's racist? And put a number two if you feel like it's not. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. All right. We got two ones. Let's go. Come on. We got 23 people in here. Probably a lot of liquor whores. All right, D Money. Let's go. Yeah, let's go. Who else? That's it? Right, what you got? You got an opinion? All right, Squeeze. That's one. That's another one. That's it? Bill. That's what I'm talking about. Come on. That's it? Does everybody feel like that the Star Spangled Banner is a racist song? Hey, Nicole. Nicole, do you feel like the Star Spangled Banner is a racist song? The national anthem, the Star Spangled Banner. Oh, say, can you see? Do you feel like it's a racist song? That's the question I'm asking right now. You was late for class. Okay, most definitely. Perfect. All right, so I'm about to unpack this shit for y'all. And I'm going to show you how our mind work as black people. Okay? And how crazy this shit is. And how we really follow trends instead of facts. Yeah, we as people follow trends instead of facts. All right, Aisha, read that line that everybody feels is that this song is so racist.
All right. Where we at? Let me scroll back. No refuge could save hireling and slave from the terror of flight and the gloom of the grave.
Mm-hmm.
From the
That's what
terror.
y'all. Go ahead. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
Okay.
That's what y'all feel like is racist, right? Be real with me. Fuck. I mean, like, bro, we together on this shit right now. Be real with me. That's what y'all feel like is racist, right? That line right there. That line. Nobody answered. Okay, so did you all know what year this song was written in? What year was this written?
It was written in 1854.
All right. So this was in 1854. No, they didn't. I'm gonna show you how. This was written in 1854. In 1854, we were at war, right? If everyone understands that so-called American flag is a banner, not a flag. A flag is understood in history of a little more. I don't know. I ain't to get into the flag just right now. I got to stick to this topic. I'm sorry. This is the topic for class today. The national anthem. Okay. So and what 1854? You said
Yeah, 54.
1854. This song was written. America went to war with the British. Every man that there was that they could pull went to war. If you really look at this song, you will be able to read in between the lines and tell that he was
Mm.
enslaved.
I'm sorry. Hold on a second, Sam. Just I digress. I'm sorry, y'all. It was 1814 when
Okay,
Francis Scott
1814.
King, yeah,
What's up, VBS? It's all the start saying band.
in Baltimore during the War of 1812.
So this was the war was happening in 1812. In 1812, this man, what was his name?
Francis Scott Key.
Francis Scott Key was in war, was at war. Listen, hear me out. Francis Scott Key was at war way back when, with 1812 or some shit like that, whatever it was.
Hmm.
Whatever. Y'all know it's back then.
Yeah,
He was at war.
1814. Hmm.
1814, he was at war. In the process of him being at war, he's actually, what's up, Kitty? He's actually telling you what the fuck he saw. He's telling everybody what he saw. So let's put ourselves in Francis' shoes. We're in Francis' shoes. We at war with the British. We in the army, and the British has started taking over. They bombing. They done shot so many American soldiers. Now at this point in time, the British have boxed everybody in, and they bombing every spot that they can that they boxed in. Now Francis and a couple other soldiers is around other dead soldiers. So now they hiding. They're in slavery because they know they're about to be taken if they're not already taken. They know this already. They're
Right.
in slavery at this time. So
Hmm.
while they're in slavery and they still trying to, you know, praying that we win the war, when he looks up in the song, it says it. When he looks up, he see a flag flying. And it was the American flag.
He wrote
It,
this in 1812 after he witnessed the British bombard Fort McKinney in Baltimore. And that inspired the sight of the American flag still flying over the fort the morning after the attack, signifying that the fort has not been that had not been surrendered. The poem was initially tied defense for Fort McHenry
hey, beautiful.
and was
I'm
later
online, but
set
my
the
price shoes
tune
ain't
of
done.
and was set to
All right.
tune of a popular English song, eventually becoming known as the Star Spangled Banner.
I don't know who you are, where that information came from. All right. I dug for this information. And this is information they don't give us as black people. This is the point I'm making. We don't get the breakdown of a reality of what actually happened. See, we believe so many lies and false narrative as black people till we never understand the real truth. And the truth was right in front of us. Plain sight. It was right there. All we had to do was go back, read it, break it down to understand it. I'm not here to debate with you. I'm just here to spread a message. That's it. All right. CB 50. I'm not. I mean, whatever you say, Fed. That's you. But I know for a fact our people, and I'm speaking about black people because I'm black. Our black people, they go along with so much stuff that other people say that we really get lost in the head. And the proof is right there in front of us. I mean, it's right there. The song describes what was happening. The song describes what they saw. The song describes that he was in captivity, which at that point in time, they didn't use those words, they used slavery. This is what the song is describing. But
Mm.
however, because he was a white man that later on had slaves, here's where the confusion come in at. He was a white man that later on had slaves. He was a slave owner. I'm sorry. He was a white man that later on became a slave owner. All right? And he wrote this song. This is so crazy because it's like this is so convenient. He go to war, go through whatever he go through. He feel however he feel. Then he turned around to be a slave owner. So now us as black people, we like to put two and two together and make 56. Oh, you a slave owner and you talking about slaves? Like, come on, bro. That wasn't what that was. That wasn't what that was. He was enslaved as he was in the war. He waited on the troops, the American troops, to come through and save them because he was in slavery. Y'all don't even know. Did y'all know during that war, white people that did not want to own a slave was in slavery? They forced them into slavery. Did y'all know that? It's they don't even speak on the history. Like, bro, they had real white people that fought side by side with some black people, and they told the government they don't want to own slaves because remember they gave them the acre and the mule type shit, but they had to take on slaves. This is what the government wanted them to do. Well, the ones that did not want to do it, they became slaves themselves. But I mean, you know, we get paint so many pictures to like it's like what? Like CB, I don't know, boo, but you know, like you telling me a little black girl was sitting in the window with a lady who saw the banner and broke the song. What? That don't even make sense. Think about what you're telling me. Think about what you're telling me. A little black girl actually wrote this song that set with a woman that was looking out the window who saw a banner. Can you read that beginning part of that song for me again?
Mm-hmm. Turn my phone back. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watch were so gladly streaming. And
Why
a
is this a black
rocket's
girl
red
writing this?
glare and a bomb's bursting in air, grief proof through the night that our flag was still there.
Stop. Please, right there. Bombs blasting. Proof to the night. Flag still up. Do this sound like a little black girl is at war? Do it sound like the woman is at war? Let's go there. The old white lady who sold the banner. Y'all can read what the fuck that said. Let's go there. Back then, there wasn't a woman that fucking mammy that could go to war. So how the fuck she knew? Do you know what white women were doing back then? Do the homework, bro. Do you know what white women were doing back then? They weren't even close to the war. They weren't. They were at home with their children, and some of them had houses that was close enough to the field to if they came through, they would help some of the soldiers that was hurt. And that was
Hmm.
it. That was it. You had a couple of nurses here and there, but they was off the battlefield. Pay attention to the lyrics of the song. That's all I'm saying to y'all. Pay attention to the lyrics. And then ask yourself in your mind. Go from lyric to lyric if you have to. And ask yourself in your mind. Could this have been a little black girl that really wrote this song? Or could this have been a man that was actually at war, with this ragged ass piece of paper and whatever the fuck he had to write with, whether it was blood or fucking, I don't know what the fuck he had to write with. I ain't gonna even assume. And he was writing down what he saw. He was writing down his experience, how he felt, and turned it. Then they turned it into a song. This is what
And,
he sung to himself while he was going through this. Could
and
that
they
be
also
possible?
and they also stated that um it was inspired, of course, because the flag was flying over Fort McKinney the morning after bombardment from the British. He scribbled the initial verse of the song on the back of a letter. Back in
Mm,
Baltimore, he completed the four verses and copied them onto a sheet of paper, probably making more than one copy. A local
mm-hmm,
printer issued the new song as a broadside. Shortly thereafter, two Baltimore newspapers published it. By mid-October, it had appeared on at least 17 other papers in the cities up and down the East Coast.
mm-hmm.
By the 19th century, the Star Spangled Banner was performed as an original instrument for the National Museum of American History collections. That's it. And the music, then it was played initially to a song, to music in
Mm-hmm.
1954. So it took a long time from the time it was written to the
For
time
the
it was
time it was done.
actually, from no to actually the time it was, done with music.
Mm-hmm. So all I'm saying is it's a possibility because that's what it sounded like to me. I don't care who wrote it and how they tell us to study it. It's all on how you see it and how you break that shit down. That was my opinion. That's how I broke it down. And I know a lot of black people break that song down like that. But I know a lot of other black people that take that one verse and they make the whole thing racist. Think about it. They took a knee for it, they were doing all kind of shit for it. I'm not pledging no allegiance. I ain't this, I ain't that. Okay, cool. I felt like pledging, I felt like, bro, they was old anyway, like, whatever. But it's just a lesson for us right now because we do take things that other people say, and sometimes we take things that we read and we think it is the truth, and it may not be the truth at all. At all. It may be just a simple fact that somebody made up this wonderful story, just like the Bible, made up this wonderful story so you won't question it. So black people can feel better. You ever thought about that? You ever thought about black people lie to other black people to make black people feel better? Or the gain from it? Y'all ever thought about that? Because that's this what all that could be. Because I know if it was me and I was all fort and I'm sitting there listening to all the complaints, all the whining, all the crying, all the bitching, all of this, all of that, I would sit there and be like, so what is it that they want? Well, they say the song is racist and this, and this, that. Okay. So how can we make it better? Well, maybe if we take that part out. Well, it's in history. You can't take that part out. But let them go ahead on and fight for it and say that it's racist. Give black people another reason to fight. So while we fighting behind something that clearly don't make a fucking difference, they behind us ruling the world. The world. Going with they move, taking shit from us. But we fighting behind something this simple. This nigga said, I can't wait till Jesus come back. Well, I mean, I don't know. Good luck on that one, bro. You don't know if he been back or not. Nobody don't know. This whole world is all tore up, bro. If you look up in the sky thinking Jesus coming from the sky, you got another thing coming for you. Like, he probably already came back, saw you and everything, was like, you ain't even worth taking. I don't know. I'm joking, but I'm serious. Like, shit like that happens. Like, we're going through a different transformation in life. And I'm trying to get people to understand something. We can look, we can read, we can see, we can do all these things, but sometimes we need to take a step back and really think about what the fuck we doing. Stop letting other people tell us shit. If I don't went with what you said, if I don't went with what you said, 50, I don't went the rest of my life telling my child, which I can't tell my child no shit like that because she reads a lot. I don't went the rest of my life telling my child and my grandchildren, you know, one little black girl wrote that. She sat in the window with an old white lady with a pie in the window, and they just put the words together. Because she was in slavery. She volunteered to be in slavery. And they'll believe me until they run up against somebody that's got common sense and no fucking better. They'll be like, nah, just read that shit. That ain't what the fuck it said. Let me go in the rabbit hole a little bit deeper and see. Bro, we got to, bro. These black people, bro, we got to do better than this. We fight something right now in our own city. The mayor election, that's all you hear. It's all on the news. It's all on Instagram. Everybody battling behind everybody fight about. I ain't heard nobody say nothing about the sheriff election. Who's going to be the next sheriff? I haven't heard anybody say anything about who's going to run District D, District E, and so forth on. Who's running for that? Distraction. We are being distracted. Just like I just gave y'all that song. Just now. And that's why we can't, let's take that. Just like I just gave y'all that song, right? And I told y'all I'm gonna unpack it. And I gave y'all my opinion. Okay? Look at the comments that was fucking rolling. Y'all just proved my point. Look at the comments. Everybody have an opinion, everybody have a reason, and everybody knows something, right? And everybody is saying why we shouldn't. It's called distraction. I just distracted the fuck out of y'all behind with racism. With a song that have one word in it that y'all claim is racist. Slave. Slave. That's it. I read this shit about 3-4 times. Like, bro, wait a minute. That's all I see. That's all I see. Slave. The distraction happened just that quick. You see how fast we could go. What's up, ice cream, baby? You see how fast our mind deters from shit that actually be going on in the world or things we probably should really be discussing or talking about. You see how fast that shit happened? I'm a black woman, stepped up to the plate, brought up the fact about the Star Spangled Banner, whatever. Everybody on here answered the question. Didn't y'all win nothing? No. It was a little black girl. No. The stars on the flag is the no. They want us to plash it. No. All that. All that. And the truth of the matter, everybody's just upset behind one word. One word. Slave. The rest of the song is talking about the fucking war and shit. Like, bro, it's talking about the war. The only word us as black people hung up on is fucking slave. We can't get past that. We can't get past that to get to the next level at all. We'll never forget our ancestors. We'll never forget what happened. We'll never forget what they done to us. We'll never forget that. Never. But stop allowing them to get us hooked up on little shit. That's the fucking word was just one word, bro. It was so little. And I remember the controversy when it was happening. I'm like, what the fuck are they talking about the stuff? I went to go look at it. I was like, bro, it's just one word. I got so agitated behind it, I stopped fucking with it. I stopped fucking with it. We have to wake up and tune into the real world. Tune into what's really happening. Tune into what's really going on. Tap into this shit. Because we done been so caught up on the rest of the bullshit. Bro, it's like they sure know how to get over on us. I can tell you that much. Who that was? Was that The Rock? That got on the boat and traveled shit. He traveled across the seas or something like that. He was trying to get to the end of the world, end of the earth. It was something he was doing. And he traveled all around, and that's how they figured out that the earth was flat. Why it took us that long to figure this shit out? Why it took us so long to get to that conclusion? Why it took us so long to understand that nobody ever got to the bottom of the sea? Nobody could get to the bottom of the sea. These are questions we never asked. Just like we're not asking in this mayor race or the sheriff race. We're not asking simple, dumb questions, and no question is dumb. But we're not asking simple shit. It's just the small things. It's the little bitty things. Like, who made sure the grass is cut around the city? Whose job is that? It's just the smaller things. That's it. Call your ancestors what? Slaves? I'm trying to understand. I don't understand. Because we're in modern day slavery. I hope y'all know that. We in modern day fucking slavery. They just not beating us and all that extra shit, but we can pay pennies on a fucking dollar. You ain't gonna pay no real money. But anywho, that's what I have for y'all for part of today, because I want us to understand what a distraction really comes in at. Not trying to be fucked up, not trying to be ugly, because I love y'all. I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't. But just trying to get everybody to see. Part of the distraction, oh my God. Part of the distraction of the world comes from a lot of shit that they throw at us. And sometimes, majority of the times, it's a lot of shit our own people throw on us. And sometimes we don't even see that because we want to stick together as one. But we got to read. We got to look. And if you're not a reader, like I'm not a real big reader. I read, but I'm not like, oh my God, let me run and grab a book. Like, no. But it all depends. If the book is good, I'll probably do that because I've done that before. But however,
Mm.
talk to somebody that has, that you trust, a trusted source. Talk to them. Try to understand it. Try to break it down. So if we are in modern day slavery and people are volunteering to get jobs, that that was no different 500 years ago. Ding 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 ding. At least you figure that part out. Do you think that they bought all of us from Africa? No.
Mm-mm.
Hell no. Hell no.
Mm-mm.
We was here first. Child, look, that's another lie they told us. Slaves because British won that war, just like just like the church worship Satan. Um, oh my child, Lord. Um, yeah, everybody been flipped for sure. Everybody been flipped. Everybody, everybody, and we've been here. And I don't want to. I didn't want this to be about a black and white thing, and
Mm.
too much. It wasn't about the racism situation. This was really about how we are so distracted so quickly, and we don't do the research. We don't do it. Like, I don't know if the British won the war that year. It sounds like they didn't. Could be wrong. That song is telling me that the United States won that war. That's what the song is telling me. I could be wrong. And remember, Anthony Jackson was richest slave owner on America. He was black, only 2% white people. White people were slaves. Clock it. Clock it.
Because a lot of blacks had slaves, not just their family members to try to free them or to protect them. Some of them had slaves.
Clock
A
it.
lot of them.
But they'll never look at the black man next door and say he was a slave owner, do we? See, that's the same one that be putting the cookies in our head. And we feed off that shit. Because he won't be so equivalent to the white man. He want to be superior. Like, he got to stroke his ego. The fuck? Fuck out of here, man. My
The
child is
clip,
asking about pizza.
the Clay boy, the boy Clay. Yeah. Haiti, Africa, and other countries actually sold their weak and worthless into slavery. It was part of the triad system, and also those that they were at war with, quote unquote, as well. Yeah. Set them up and yeah.
Right. I love y'all on here. Like, y'all got some knowledge, bro. Like, y'all really got some knowledge. And I love that about y'all. I just hate the fact that we get distracted so fast behind something so simple. I hate that. Can I rock with you, baby? Oh, dear. Oh, dear. I love you. I love him. I love him. I love him. Bro, because I be trying to really get people to understand, like, bro, like, what are we doing here? Like, what are we actually doing? What are we doing? We have kids that's coming up behind us, and we have our children, which some of us have grandchildren. And if we don't teach our children what the fuck they need to know, they'll never fucking know. They'll be stuck on the same bullshit we've been stuck on all our life. Yes, we are learning. We most definitely doing that. We have to, because think about it. You learn something new every day where you're supposed to.
Hmm.
Okay? But some people don't want to learn. Some people want to be stuck in their ways. Just their way or the highway. Bitch, figure it the fuck out. No. No, I'm not one of the people. I need to learn something new every day. White man, the U.S., everything we know. The white man taught the U.S. black everything you know. That is changing very rapidly.
Some
Like as of
things,
now.
but some things came from our quote unquote homeland because a lot of them
Yes,
had different jobs and did different things. So I wouldn't say all whites showed, black Americans what to do.
exactly. It's not all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Santa Claus, Aries. Yes, I agree. I agree. I
Mm-hmm.
totally fucking agree on that one. Like, we have been lied to these children about
Right.
every fucking thing, bro. And the shit is really like coming to like a little screeching halt. And they know it. They know it. They know their time is up. Listen, listen. These people that tricked us into a lot of this shit, they know their time is up. They know it. They're still trying to fight, but they don't know how to fight. See, we've been in survival mode all our life. Since day
Mm-hmm.
one, we've been in survival mode. So fighting is easy. Learning was the part we had to get down. See, they was learning from the beginning. They wasn't fighting. See, now the roles are changing. So we can fight without a shadow of a doubt, but we can
Absolutely.
learn even quicker. We can learn even faster. And they realizing that now. Now they waking up saying, God damn, these
They're getting it
motherfuckers
more and more every
catching
day.
up. Yeah, they catching up. They're catching up with us. They see. Listen. Listen, I got my windows cracked, you know. And I don't know who in each truck. But these white folks been driving trucks for a very, very, very long time. And to see a black person driving a truck, they still have their little, you know what I'm saying? Like it's still a little about it. But to
Mm-hmm.
see the others driving, oh, they can't stand that. I went to go pick up a product. True story, can't lie. I went to go pick up a product. When I went to go pick up the product, I was taking a long time to find my trailer number because they had just gave me a new trailer. So I'm trying to search and search and search and search. And I'm like, fuck. I said, look, I looked behind me. There was a man. He was like an Indian man or whatever. I said, I looked behind me. I said, oh, you could go ahead, baby. That white boy said, no, he could wait. I'm helping you first. Damn. Okay. And so I'm still searching. I said, well, look, I got to go and get it anyway. So I'll be back. He said, okay then. And he took the little Indian man. But it showed me something in that moment, at that instant. I picked it up immediately. Because then the other white man waited till I came outside and had a full-fledged conversation with me about other truck companies I go to, blah, 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 all this shit. It hit me. They rather take us than anything else. They will rather, and they don't like us. But they'll deal with us before they deal with them. I say, whoa, boy, them people get mistreated out here. Bad. When I tell y'all it's overly bad, sometimes I don't blame certain situations, but sometimes I really be having to take a step back and look like, damn, that's kind of hard. The fuck, man ain't do nothing. What's going on? This shit really be crazy, bro. It really be crazy. Oh, this is about to change. Yes, it is.
Mm-hmm.
Very much so. It has changed. Pay attention to what's going on. The roles have been swapped. It's just the process now. We got to go through the process of getting everything, from point A to point B. Um, they need us to survive. Remember, every other race on the planet and our
Yeah, see.
children. They're absolutely,
Yeah, see.
absolutely. Yeah, yeah, they do. Fuck, they running out, bro. They running out. I had to realize white people they don't live that long. You got a few here and there, but they really don't live that long. They get to their 50s, I mean their 60s and 70s and they die. I was like, shit, wait a minute. Are y'all serious right now? Like, damn, what is it that y'all doing so different from us? Like, I told y'all my head goes so far. I used to work in healthcare. And I used to help pick the people up all the time. Wipe their butts all that was a CNA. When I started helping the white people and saw their skin was tearing
Mm-hmm. It's like paper, tissue paper,
like
Kleenex.
tissue paper.
The older they get.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the hell? Bro, it
You know,
rips.
and they don't put
That's
just a band-aid on this, a thick piece of dressing that mimics skin that they put on them for each tear that they have. Their skin is just
man.
like Kleenex. It's just
It's deep.
and
Like it's
a
like,
lighter and a light. Even with black people, the lighter you are, the more you're prone to those skin tears. That also
mm,
goes back to melanin, but that's another conversation for another. With the
exactly.
thickness of the skin and all, for another day.
Right, right.
Hmm.
Y'all, I know y'all ready for that melanin conversation. It's gonna come. It's gonna come. Cause trust me, I look at myself and be like, I'm a little fucking light bright. The
And
fuck
then
is
when
going
Dime,
on?
and then when Dime come back off vacation too.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Dominique,
Yeah.
she
Not Dominique. I mean, no, not
oh,
Dime.
China?
China. China.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. We waiting on China too. My sister enjoying herself, baby. She was on the water today.
I wish I was there. I seen her. I seen her. Seen.
I said the same thing. I said, damn, that look good. Oh, I wish I was there.
You know what, you guys? When my dad used to teach me when I was young, my dad was an avid reader all his life. He
Mm-hmm.
said, whatever the book tells you for school, Understanding and learning for your test you could pass. However, you're taught at home differently. So that's how I like to tell our children. Learn what they want you to learn to pass their test. But you know in your heart and you know for a fact what's the truth. Because like I said, learning begins at home. We can't expect the school to, because the school only gonna teach you what the book tells you.
Uh-huh.
But as far as learning and never ending learning starts at home.
Bill. Bill, my boy, you on to something.
Oh yeah, Bill. We talked about that earlier.
Bill, you on to something now. You on to 'em.
Yeah.
They don't even know how deep that shit is. Oh
And
my
that
God.
that was God's favorite. But that's another
Yes.
conversation.
I think it was over. I think it was over two. It was 200, I believe. I read this. I really read about this shit. And I didn't finish the whole book because it's the book of Enoch.
Yes, I have it on my phone. You could download
Yeah,
it too.
I have it too. That's how I was reading it because I used to work out a lot. And in the
Hmm.
book of Enoch, it tells you about, the sun and the moon, how everything got started, the cycle of it, all
The
that.
real when New Year begins.
Yes, yes, it goes deep. The book of Enoch would take you, whoo, boy.
I have a
I
friend
gotta
of mine
finish
that
reading it.
got me into it.
Uh
Even I
huh.
want we need to bring him up one Sunday, whatever, whenever he's off. Because when I tell you that's who got me kind of, I knew a lot from my dad. But
Uh
when I
huh.
started talking to a friend of mine about it, he told me
Uh huh.
download it. He said it's on your phone. He downloaded it for me on my phone. I was like, shit. He is when I say into it,
Yeah, yeah. That sucker,
he
there
is
ain't no
deep.
joke.
He is
There ain't no
deep.
joke.
A friend of mine is he's deep.
Matter of
He's
fact, I
deep.
gotta walk with God, and they removed this book.
Absolutely,
Absolutely.
Bill. There you go.
Absolutely, Bill. You got it. You got it. They don't want you to know the truth. Hey y'all,
Ding, da, ding, ding, da, ding,
just checking
ding.
in. Gotta get back to work. I love you too,
Bye,
Larry.
Larry.
Larry, shit. No, you say you gotta go back to work. Um Somebody tried to the tenant next door tried to break in the house last night. Oh, Larry, it was going down. It was going fucking down. It was going down. That Ricky Vaughn came out that girl last night, and Candy was the top of the cherry. It was like a educated version of me and him times 10. It went down. That motherfucker, she held that bitch down last night. I ain't gonna lie, Larry. We'll get into it though. I'll probably have to tell everybody on here about it. But yeah, Larry, shit went down. It was
Look what
the
C roll, what we talked about earlier.
um who actually started to try to different shadow of a women in different nations. Uh-huh. Bro,
That was just our conversation earlier.
we just was talking about this. We just was having these conversations.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like that's why I say y'all will go deep with me. I know you all would. But back to the before I forget my train of thought, the fallen angels. I think it's like
Hmm.
200 of them. And this is the crazy part. But they only said they found what, three? They said there's three. They keep telling us it was three on Earth, locked in chains or something like that. Was it three or four? I gotta go back and read it. But it's only so many of them that's locked in chains that they told us about. Bro, it was 200. Their job was to oversee us. Their job was to keep an eye on us. Stay put, watch over us. Like parents. Watch over the kids while I'm gone. That was God. Watch over the kids while I'm gone. I'll be back. For those that don't know the story. And God went did whatever God had to do. Probably created some more fucking aliens and shit elsewhere. Cause I don't, we was talking about that like I don't know why people think we the only ones, but okay.
Hmm.
You know, God is God. Like you can't change that. So anywho, two of them got together and they saw a human being, a female, and they began to lust after her. And they made a pact with each other. They sworn not to say nothing to none of the other angels or anything about what they were getting ready to do. And I think the third angel came in. No, I'm sorry. Third angel did come in. I think it was just them two. And they went down and they did their business and, they fucked them people up, got them pregnant, all kind of shit. So when God came back, God is kind of looking like, what the fuck is going on? Who broke formation? So one of them came up and told God what happened. Said it was just us. We were the only two, that did it. We had we take our charge, basically. God said, hell no, it's all 200 of y'all. Because y'all was here collectively as a group. So he not gonna charge one or two or three. He charged all. And he sent them down to earth until judgment day. So all that hell, y'all know they said you're going to hell. Kind of already been in this shit. It is what it is. Because when he sent them down to earth, that was their punishment. They can no longer have none of the powers, nothing that they had. They could no longer sit in the presence of the Lord. They could no longer do that. They was bound to earth. That's what happened. God bound 200 fucking angels to earth. Y'all not hearing me. 200. He bound these bitches to earth. And you mean to tell me you got motherfuckers thinking that there's no demons? There's no ghosts? There's no this? There's no... What the... 200. 200. That he bound to earth. That's probably still living, walking amongst us to this day.
Mm-hmm.
200. Including Lucifer. See, Lucifer was the one that's supposed... I think he's supposed to watch over them. It was something like that. I ain't read the story so long. But he bound them. So y'all think... Y'all don't think we fighting against more than just flesh?
Mm-hmm.
This shit is deeper than just flesh. We're all living in a spirit, a spiritual hell. It's our spirits that's coming back now until and understand and learn your mission. Your spirit will return to this hell. If I guess if you didn't learn your mission,
Yeah.
you know,
If you
if
listen to
you
that
didn't
song by
succeed,
Tina Marie, Deja Vu, she was ahead of her
mhm,
time with that.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess you could, and I guess they will. You know, I don't I don't know. I dig, but that one now, I think I saw too much when I was younger, so it didn't frighten me, but it showed me that it was real. The spiritual realm is really real, and I dabble if I have to, but then I try not to because I like to watch which direction I'm going into. My baby, um, my great grandmother name was Rebecca Bennett. When my daughter was born, they kept telling me that's Rebecca all over again. Well, I ain't think nothing of it because my grandmother was a little short, brown skinned woman with good hair, just like my child. And when she got about 2 or 3, she started calling my son Maurice. She walked through the house every day. Every day. She see this boy, she talking to him. She's Maurice. Come here, Maurice. Maurice. Why you over there, Maurice? So one day my son got agitated behind the shit and he was like, I wish he stopped calling me that. That's not my name. I'm like, okay, Naya, why you calling this child Maurice? And she was like, that's his name. So I said, Grandma, who is Maurice? Because now you keep calling my baby Maurice. I don't understand this. She said, oh, girl. She said, well, you know your uncle name was Maurice. I said, yeah. She said, that was your grandmother's favorite name. She loved the name Maurice.
Mm.
I said, what? She said, yeah, that was Grandma Rebecca's favorite name, Maurice. She said, oh, God. And she stopped and paid attention and she heard it for herself. She said, well, I guess what they say is true. They do come back. She said, because we don't, nobody in the house name was Maurice. The girl was like 2, 3 years old, running around the house saying, calling my son Maurice over and over and over and over. Like she never called him by his name until she got older. She started calling him by his name. She called him Maurice. And I was like, where the fuck this shit come from? And Naya's a very spiritual child. She's very, very spiritual. Like she's I just don't be wanting to dabble. She sees shit, it's all kind of shit. I'll be like, child, look, I don't want to go. Sometimes I just don't want to go. And sometimes I don't mind going. So I can believe that. I can see that being. That
Mm-hmm.
means if we don't get it right now, we'll be back until, yeah, probably so. Probably so.
Mm.
Our spirits are tied in the spiritual avatar on this planet. That's how we are able to have emotions and different feelings. Really? What's that, Juju?
Yeah.
God will give you a. Okay, well, I gotta wait. They got something that's always blocking the comments at the bottom. So I gotta wait till it come up. It's always blocking it. That last comment down there. But God shares so much stuff and He let us know how real He is and how real the situations are. We just choose to ignore them. That's it. We really choose to ignore them. But that's our will. He gave us that. You have the will to do right and you have the will to do wrong. You have that will. Remember, Candy, you don't choose who you want to be. Your spirit shows you. That's interesting. I guess you
That's
got a point.
interesting. That's deep.
That is
That's
deep.
deep sea.
So you don't choose, your spirit chooses. Hmm. So why did my spirit choose? You mean like they choose the family, the body, the form?
A person's characteristics, probably. And I guess the characteristics, like your daughter called your son Maurice, probably is something that, of course, your great grandma, that this much she was born again with your daughter. And it was
Mm-hmm.
just something that he probably was doing, or something that, at the time Maurice reminded her of Maurice. Your grandmother speaking through your daughter, calling your
Right.
son Maurice. Just like they would look at me and say, my aunt would tell me, "Oh my God, you acting looks like my mama." And she died long before I was even born, my dad's mama.
Really?
Hmm. Yeah.
Wow.
So is your grandmother speaking through your daughter with your son, I believe.
Yeah, I can see that being. Do not steal. No, you're not supposed to. I mean, you shouldn't anyway. You shouldn't. But that book of Enoch, if y'all haven't tapped into it, tap into that book, man. Tap into that book. Even if you're just reading a chapter a day, a page a day, tap into it. Remember, we don't come from our ancestors. We come from our ancestors to complete the mission.
Mm, I believe it.
We don't come from our ancestors. We come through our ancestors to complete the mission.
Now, see, do you find that mostly happen when someone dies suddenly or die young?
Right. See, you want to come up and explain it?
Because my grandmother died suddenly, like at 45 or something like that. So that's what I'm trying to wonder. Does it happen when people die suddenly? And maybe their mission wasn't completed here on Earth? Or
So you
maybe
think it's
those that pass away,
mm-hmm.
even though it may have been not planned but natural causes, but felt like their mission wasn't completed? Could it be that as well?
Hold up, see, let me drop the link again.
Yeah, that's it. I'm with him on that one.
Yeah, this is interesting. A lesson return until you learn it.
Come on, C7 more Jorge.
I could believe that too. Like until
Yeah,
you
Clay.
learn it.
Yeah.
But like I guess how they know they learned it. You know what I'm saying?
Girl Bill.
Bill is kicks. Bill is kicks. C might be coming up. But yeah, y'all gotta just watch for the distractions. Watch what they try to do to us and how they try to distract us. Oh
Hmm.
my God. Them bitches be trying to get us big time. And I don't like it. The state of debt.
She said one
You
second. Okay.
you might have a point on that one right there. That's something else I had started looking into.
Hmm.
You know, because we all so afraid of dying. Do we really die?
Right. And
Do
this thing
we
that we
really
live in
die?
and it's just a shell. It's just a shell.
That's all it is. It's a shell. We are. This is a shell, a vessel. That's all this is. And I just imagined something just now. I just let something go through my brain just that quick. Thinking about us just being a shell and your spirit entering that shell, like like she said, like your spirit chose that in particular shell. The question is why? Hey, what's up, honey? Oh,
Hello.
let me start. Let me go. Let me start fixing my food. My shoulder hurt. I gotta drive tonight ahead of me, but it ain't that bad. Let me see. See, this how y'all know I be having ADHD. See, I just get so distracted and I just stop moving. Like I be like, ah. So I've practically like 16 hours left.
Okay.
So after this 3 hours that I drive, I'm gonna have only 13 hours. What's up, C?
What's happening? What's happening?
Hello.
Explain it to us, C. You gotta break it down, baby. You got me intrigued.
For real.
What's wrong with y'all?
We cooling. Life is life.
Yeah, I mean, it's at the end of the day. At the end of the day, basically, once you re unlearn yourself to re-educate yourself and get your once you eliminate the school system, everything you've been indoctrinated with, everything
Yes.
that your family from the last maybe 300 to 400 years has passed down to you generationally, and we've been passed down their information. You understand what I'm saying? 1 second, let me go to the other TV for you right quick.
Okay. Yeah.
So at the end of the day, you got to understand, and the best education that you can possibly get is from your
Mhm.
family.
Hmm.
And if the deeper that you can get into your family, the elder people, just find out any type of information from your family, and then
Mhm.
you got to do your best to dig and go down that rabbit hole to find out about your family, about your ancestors. Once you find that out, then you can understand who you are as a person. You understand what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And
Hmm.
once you find out who you are as a person, you incorporate everything that with your life experiences. Understand that if you want a relationship with God, just look in the mirror. You know,
Just say that again.
look in the mirror.
Okay. Yeah, I thought
Hmm.
I was making sure I heard it.
Because if I'm not a Bible person, I don't get into all of that. Because when you was born, God put everything that He needed to put on your heart. Everything of essence is on your heart. So everything that you learn and you already know. It's just that we've been trained to learn and understand it in a different format. You understand what I'm saying? So I
Hmm.
don't know who God is. I don't know who Jesus is because none of these people they was introduced to us. So we don't know who our ancestors was worshiping and praising until we got, stripped of everything that was for us to worship and praise to the people that they came up with, which with
Right.
90% of it is all lies and manipulation and made up stuff and different stories that they took from here and there. That's why so much of history is from us. You know what I'm saying? So you can continue to believe you a black person. You can continue to
Mm-hmm.
believe you're African American. You continue to believe you colored and a nigger and a Negro, but all that's nicknames. And that's why to the end of time, people that claim to be black are going to be looking for Jesus and looking for reparations, because the only way you receive reparations is through war. And
Mm-hmm.
if you are like nations, black has no nation. We don't have an army. We don't have a flag. We don't have a government. The closest thing that we have to a black flag is on a roach can. That's
Mm-hmm.
it. So until we become a nation, we are always going to be at the bottom. We don't have no power. When it comes to voting, you can vote a million times, but if you don't have no money or no finances coming behind that vote, you won't have no power. So everybody or every other organization, from the LGBTQ to the Asians to the Jewish, they got protection
Mm-hmm.
plans because they got money and they got power.
True.
Power is just
Mm-hmm.
not a vote, it's money. And America is a corporation. And that's what
Cash
I was
rules
explaining to
everything
you.
around us.
I was explaining to you earlier that corporations don't have flags, they have banners.
Mm-hmm.
America is a corporation, the United States of America Incorporated. That's why we the only people with social security numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
So once you understand that you're just a product and you are being manipulated into thinking that what's going on politically, religiously, sports wise, anything that they involve you in to make you think you're being a part of is all bullshit. So until you vote for yourself, you can't vote for nobody else. And that's what I stand on. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's best you teach your kids that. And I would rather my kid, I would rather most people, if you ask them something about their life, they gonna give you, oh, well, let me see. But if you ask them anything about the place they work at, they'll give you a 3-page story.
Mm-hmm.
True.
But they can't tell you nothing about their family, their history, or
Right.
nothing because
Right.
they don't know.
True.
So if you go keep continuing to lie to your kids just to get them to fit in the system and think that, because they got a college education and they making 6 figures, you're just a high paid slave. That's all. Because
That's it.
your water can get cut short any day. You hear me? So it's our turn. And if people understood that we wasn't called black people then, but we are the original Portuguese. We
Right.
started slavery.
Yep.
Everything that we living and experiencing right now, we started it. It's just our turn. And if you understand that, then you know how to play the matrix.
You're right.
So, but at the end of the day, you can only drop so many seeds on our people, because when you talk like this, you're crazy. You must have did
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
time in jail. You
Right.
must have did time in jail. You can't self-educate, and stuff like that.
You
You hear
just
me? So,
said that.
Right. Yep.
you know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, we all got to go through and find a way to get out of your indoctrination. And it start with kids, because people our age, they old dogs. You can't teach old dog new tricks. You hear me? So
Mm-hmm.
I'm out here in Hattiesburg, Mississippi now. I've been out here since the hurricane. So, and I coach, football with the little kids and type of stuff, like, you heard me. So every chance I get with our kids, I drop seeds on them. And my whole thing is, if I can drop a seed on you, you got to find a way to get to that water so it can
Mm-hmm.
flourish.
It could grow. Right.
That's
Right.
why I was telling them, see that with my dad, he always taught us, okay, whatever you have in the book in that classroom to pass that class, do what you do, but you know it's real.
Right. All the time. And I tell my kids all the time, and whatever you learn in school, come back and tell me what you learned, because it's always, the school side of the story, there's always the
Mm-hmm.
book side of the story, there's always truth.
The
And
truth.
and everyone truth is always gonna be, I'm sorry, not always gonna be the same, because everyone has a different perspective when it comes to
Right.
Mm-hmm.
retaining information. You know what I mean? So that's the
Absolutely.
same thing. Same thing with the Bible. That's why I don't really get down with that because that's someone's version.
Mm-hmm.
So if you get oh Lord, you're killing me, my man OG Murder to give a version on Candy, and you give somebody like I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing it right, Asia
Mm-hmm.
to give a certain version on Candy, both versions are going to be different.
Mm-hmm.
You know what
Very
I'm
much
saying?
so.
So if you want to learn who God is, just take the time out, man, and talk to him and just look in the mirror. Because if you believe you are, created in I'm not gonna say his image, I'm not gonna say her image, whatever
Mm-hmm.
that source image is. If you believe we created in that, all you got to do is look in the mirror and have a conversation. Stop being scared of yourself because you are God.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
That's it.
Absolutely.
Come on now.
Now,
Yeah.
I want. Can you explain to us the we were talking about when you put in the comments about the soul chooses the vessel, not the ancestors.
Right. I mean, when your mom and daddy, when your mom and daddy, I mean, when people are having sex or whatever like that in the process of with a woman, getting pregnant or whatever, y'all don't sit down and pick and talk about all that.
Right.
True.
Okay,
Mm.
so you got to understand it is a spiritual realm, and we've been taught to not believe it or either anything that's factual or have a lot of truth to it. With history, we've been taught to ignore it, you know,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
and we've been taught to overlook it. And when it comes down to your spirit, you got to understand at the end of the day, we ain't nothing but a ball of energy anyway. So
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
energy don't die; it just moves on.
Right.
So this is really we are children of the sun. Us, we children of the sun. You see what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? However far back your bloodline go, because America is not about money; it's about bloodline.
Right.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Yep.
So
Mm-hmm.
when it comes down to your
Come on,
spirit, everyone
coach.
everyone has a spirit until you understand how and what the spirit worked for.
Mm-hmm.
So I tell a lot of people, even though that you got a spiritual family and you got a physical family, you can take your mom and your daddy, your brother and sister,
Mm-hmm.
and they got some of them just don't get along. Period. They got some brothers and sisters that kill each other
Right.
Right.
because that's different entities of different spirits that came together to form that family. So you don't know what actual experiences though that them particular spirits had in the past.
Mm-hmm.
So if you got to understand, you here to finish a certain mission, and it can be whether that mission could be 1 day on this planet or 100 years on this planet. It's a certain mission. You don't choose to come here. You don't choose who you want to be. It's your spirit.
Mm-hmm.
Everything has a source. You understand? So when you
Mm-hmm.
have kids, you or your kids' source, they got to report to you for everything, right?
Right.
Same thing with us. That's why they got video games. You got to make it to the next level. If not, you go back and start again.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And once you understand it, man, and you understand how simple you can make life. And we've been indoctrinated, educated to the point where we make everything hard.
Right. Everything's
Absolutely.
so complicated.
Right. Right. And once you understand that, man, and it takes a lot of, you have to go down that rabbit hole. You have to unleash the demons that was put into you. You have to read. You have to go through that emotional roller coaster. Really got to find out who you are, and
Right.
that's the best thing that you can pass down to your children, other than money. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And that's really it. But you got to be consistent with it. But in order for you to be able to pass that type of information down, you got to be steady with yourself. You
Right.
got to know, and
Absolutely.
you got to understand and tell people that that's your perspective. you have to do your own due diligence to maintain and have your perspective, because at the end of the day, nobody right, nobody wrong.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can see that. I
So
can see that 1,000%.
and that's where the different religions come into play. Because as an individual, when you can maintain and have your own mind, you free to do and think and move how you want to move. But
Mm-hmm.
if you trapped in religion or different things like that, or these false idols or whatever like that,
Mm-hmm.
you will be waiting just like people been waiting. Our great grandmothers and stuff been still they in the grave still waiting for Jesus.
For
Huh.
real. For real.
Mm-mm.
Bro, you ain't lying. I said,
Ain't
I'm
no
like,
lie was
bro,
told about that one. Ain't no lie
come on,
told.
man.
And
Still
if
wait. We just
Jesus
had this discussion yesterday.
and if Jesus was like real like that, uh the nigga never went to church. I'm about to keep it funky with you now. The nigga never went to church. The nigga kept
Mm-hmm.
a hoe with he kept a hoe and a gang of niggas with him because Mary Magdalene was with him all the time.
Yep.
Mm.
Understand? And back then, remember this, back then, there wasn't no filtered and regulated water. So everybody was drinking wine. You know, they were drunk all the time. So what you think what was going on?
Yep.
Mm. A good time.
A good time.
That's why I tell them, I say, y'all be running around here telling us something. Think about what would Jesus do. Nigga, Jesus died by that. It
Hell
is
yeah,
what it is.
he was and then you know Jesus was a carpenter. He was some I wouldn't be surprised if Umar Johnson related to Jesus running around scamming shit.
Mm-hmm. Me neither.
Yeah, but you know,
Me
at the end of the day, you know, like and Candy, I appreciate what you're doing, bro. I like what you're doing. You heard me. And you know, your people murdered. You know what I'm saying? By me being from New Orleans, you know, I don't know him personally, but I knew, you know, I knew of him and stuff like that because I was uptown every now and then. You hear me? But
Yeah.
what you doing and what you spinning off with it, you know, I like that. You know what I'm saying? And keep pushing and getting them numbers up. You heard me? Because I'm gonna show you shit you did.
Thank you so much.
Mm.
I try to. I tell everybody, like, bro, I fuck around, but my brain just operates in these different directions. And I have so many questions and answers and concerns. And I don't have time all the time to be on bullshit. I don't mind, but like, nah, man, I could get on some other shit and really figure some shit out in real life. Like, fuck this. Tell
And
people some shit they really don't know, you know?
Right.
at the end of the day, you are the answer.
Right. You right. You right. And that's why I
You are
always
the
tell everybody, look, I'm just bringing you a message, bro. That's all I can tell you because whatever I know, I'ma share it. I ain't about to sit here and
Yeah.
gatekeep that shit, trying to hold it from y'all. Like, bro, no, we gotta do
We done had
better
enough
as
of
a
that.
collective.
We done had
Yeah,
enough
that's
of that.
yeah. Enough
but
is enough.
but the thing of it is though, people don't be wanting to hear the shit. And over the first couple of seconds, if you don't want to hear it, I'm gonna shut up and move on to somebody that won't hear it.
That's it.
Like,
That's it.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
So
it. It is what it is, you know, but you know how people are. And I'm okay with it. I just be wanting to make sense of shit. You know what I'm saying? Because people don't like to ask dumb questions. They think if the question too dumb, they gonna get called out. No, man,
there ain't
no.
no dumb question. No
It
such
ain't
thing as
no
a
dumb
dumb question.
question.
but
Sometimes the
remember
most simplest question is the best question.
but remember this when it come down to so called black people, common sense became just it's a lost art, you know?
Yes,
Ooh.
Lord. Man, you spoke a
Always say
fucking
it's a
word.
rarity. That part.
You spoke a word, bro. I don't know where the fuck we got lost at.
What would happen was, I'm gonna tell you, and if and I know everybody kind of follow football a little bit, but in football terms, because I coach football out here, you hear me? But in football terms, our generation over the last maybe 60 years, we ain't been having no flags thrown on us. We've been getting away with penalties and everything else for the longest. That's why we still out here playing the game wrong, because we never had the proper flags thrown on us to let us know what the penalty was. You hear me?
Mm.
Hmm. Well, not a
And that's
bit, not
coming.
us here.
I mean, and I'm talking about from our family. Like, you
Yeah.
know, right now you got mamas that's going out to the club with their daughters. You know what I'm saying? And you got like, I'm out here in like I say, Hattiesburg, Mississippi, and it was a culture shock to me coming from the city. You know what I'm saying? And it was something I had to understand and learn. But at the end of the day, we just speak different because all us live in the same fucking way, man. It's like every black person is indoctrinated the same. And the one thing I can give the white man credit for inventing, because he didn't invent nothing in this planet. He just financed it. The
Right.
only the only thing that he invented and did a damn good job of was inventing niggas.
Was it then what, niggas?
Niggas.
But you know, that even bites you in the ass after a while.
Right. I'm trying and at the end of the day, us coming up and living that life in New Orleans, we was niggas too. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So we lived that life more. About being older now, we understand the difference from being a nigga and a so-called a person that have some type of sanity. You know what I
Right.
mean? So that's why I get away from the racial topics, that black white shit. So nobody can come tell me nothing about no type of racial conversation.
Yeah, that
Nobody
shit be blowing it.
right? And see, nobody holds supremacy over me because if I keep believing in racism, that means I believe in white supremacy, and don't nobody hold supreme over me but me.
Right. And see, that's the part that be blowing me because like everybody want to get into this racism shit. Racism. I'm like, bro, sometimes racism don't have a fuck ass thing to do with nothing about y'all talking about.
It bringing money. It's a money maker. That's why you got the
That's
so-called
it.
Yeah, you got Republicans and Democrats, the right wing and the left wing. And remember that plane go land on the same spot because both wings got to land on the same spot. So if they take race out the equation, everything
Mm-hmm.
go fall. No drama, no ratings, no money,
You right.
no
Yep.
no ambulance chases and all this other type of shit like that.
Yep.
So it'll be too much of a perfect world.
Yep. Yep. You right too. And that's what I'm standing on, bro. I'm just trying to show them fuck the racism part.
Right.
Walk away from it for a second. Look at the actual thing that's happening. Read the fucking words, bro. Read it between the lines. Do the shit they don't want you to do. They want you to take that little bitty word
Yeah.
and get distracted by it and run off from now until Neverland. And that's how
Right.
they take they shit. And they be like, all right, so while they hanging on to that shit over there, come on, we gonna go over here and build these empires, and we gonna do this and we gonna do generational war. We gonna keep going over here. And black people, and we always get stuck in the same cycle, same routine.
Because they didn't found a way to play with our emotional strain. And anytime you grab somebody's emotions, you can go up and down with a yo-yo like it.
That's right. And people be thinking I be tripping. Yeah, see, when I be telling them, because they always be trying to do that. But you're a female, you got emotions. Nigga, I got emotions for certain shit, but I'm not emotional at all. I don't give a fuck about half of the shit y'all give a fuck about.
Right.
That
And when
shit
I
be
say
stupid.
when I say emotions, I mean so-called black people as a whole, as a community, because if you look
Yes,
at it, every time the something go on with the black community, the first two things they bring up is racism and slavery. You understand what
first
I'm saying?
fucking
That's
two
the first two
things.
things they bring up. And when they go to the higher level, and I tell people, I don't watch TV at all.
Mm-hmm.
I read books and I catch the docs like this, but I stay away from the TV. But when you go to looking at motion pictures, the biggest black movies either be from the hood or be from that so-called slavery shit.
Yep.
And it's only a reminder for black people that we go anything that America has created, they go celebrate it and they go make money off it.
Yep.
And to me, that go from every holiday to that fake ass Juneteenth shit to Martin Luther King and all them motherfuckers. You hear me? So because they
I ain't
created
understand
all
that
that
shit
shit.
too. That Juneteenth shit.
Well,
I was like,
black people like babies. All you got to do is give them a pacifier and they go shut up a little while.
thank you. Fuck it, thank you. Bro, I never could get with that shit. I'm like, bro, why y'all so hung up on this shit? Like, This shit ain't nothing. Like, what are y'all talking about? Oh, they finally recognizing us. You recognize your fucking self. Why do we need a white man or another black man or woman to recognize us? Why we can't recognize who we are? Period.
Because black people been taught to think, not to think for themselves, and to uh, do as I say
Not
and
as I
not
do.
no, right.
Not as
You
I do.
understand?
Do as I say, not as I do.
And so you got to think about this. English wasn't our original language anyway, because to this day, they got a lot of niggas still can't speak proper English. You understand what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Yep.
So all that was purposely done. And once you remember, every connection in life is not about race. Everything starts off with language. It's language. And when they broke our language barrier, they broke everything that we were before they came and switched places with us. Because in 1861, when they denationalized us in Philadelphia, they all basically did was switch places with us.
Uh-huh.
And they became the dominant, and we became, at the bottom.
Yeah.
So remember, America is not America is not even 300 years old yet,
Right. It's
something like
not.
that. So and that goes back to America do it for so enslavement time. Slavery time. How can America replicate?
See your phone, your signal acting up.
You hear me now?
Yeah, I get you now.
If America's on so majority of the people it took, then how does
You're breaking up again.
the same spot?
I know. I don't know why it's doing that. It sounds like a robot. They probably don't want you to say what you about to say. That's what it is.
That is.
Speaking too much truth.
Well, had a gift and a curse.
Yep. Yep. It is. It very much so can be. But I'm sure glad you telling us this, because this is the type of knowledge I be trying to push to everybody. Like, we could do so much better, bro, if we just use our head. Think for ourselves sometimes. Move in a different
That's all.
direction. Stop
That's all.
moving
But
in the direction they want us to move in.
you could look at New Orleans, man. Ever since they had their little meeting in 2001, and everything was supposed to crank up in 2005, and ever since 2005, it was re-gentrifying and kind of giving New Orleans a whole new face.
Yup. Yup. You ain't lying. You ain't lying. Because we in the neighborhoods where they started.
Mm-hmm. Like I grew up on Forest Street, man, by St. Bernard Project. You heard me? So, and everything different around there too. You did?
Yup. They started to gentrify all that shit. And we still sitting there looking, wondering.
Yeah,
Yup.
niggas worrying about when the next Saints game is,
Yup.
or all that other type of shit and everything, And I'm gonna tell you, if black people stay out of Walmart for 3 months and don't pay their phone bill for 3 months, the whole system of falling is gonna have to reset.
Hmm. They about to fuck some shit up coming up. And I think it's September. I want to make sure I'm saying that right. I gotta check to see. I gotta see what date. I think it's September the 12th or something like that. All truck drivers, we supposed to be stop production.
Y'all better start them sundown towns.
Well, I stay away from them bitches now. I just told them I'm not going to North Carolina. I just told them that. I said, bro,
Say,
I'm not
King,
going out there.
I know it might be kind of late, baby, but you ain't mind me chiefing, huh?
Huh?
I said, I know it might be kind of late right now, but you ain't mind me chiefing, huh?
Oh no, no, good. You good.
All right, for sure.
Ah, you good. Yeah, I be trying to stay away from all that shit, bro, because that shit there, it's too much that be going on. Way too much. And the dispatchers and all that shit, they don't be understanding. So I had to really break it down and tell one of them, like, nah, that's not it. I'm not doing that. And he respect my mind. He was like, oh, he said, well, we ain't going there no more. Yeah, that's all I needed you to say, because I'm not going. And them little
Yeah,
hick
but
ass town.
yeah, yeah. But I would tell you what, but all that go back to that once you know yourself and you know your energies, your body, your instincts, your energy talk to you. And it's gonna let you know when your body feel uncomfortable, wherever you at, get up and make a move.
Yep.
And start paying attention to your body, start paying attention to yourself. And what a lot of people don't understand is everything starts with the way you eat, man.
Oh, well, I try to eat so right now till it's ridiculous.
Yeah, you know, like I gave up the pork, I gave up meat, you know what I'm saying? And I eat chicken maybe a couple of times a month for the extra protein. But other than that, I do my herbs and everything like that. So once you got
Mm-hmm.
a clear body and a clear mind, you got clear thoughts, and you could think
Right.
different and move different. You know.
You're absolutely right. And I think that's why I've been leveling up. I know that's why I've been leveling up so much because I haven't been eating all that bullshit. Like I haven't been eating fast food. I don't eat pork like that.
Hmm.
I've been eating more fruit. I haven't been even eating candy, and I love candy. Oh, age my ear stopping up again. But I just changed the whole dynamics. And that was because I went on this little diet because I'm trying to get to a healthier weight, you know?
Hmm.
So that's what made me do all this stuff to get to a healthier weight. It's raining. This is ridiculous. To get myself to a healthier weight.
And see, one thing people don't understand that, like people overseas, like 73% of the food in America is illegal overseas. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I read that
And
and I saw it.
and when you go overseas, you rarely see obesity. And a lot of people that look at Americans when they see obesity, that's really a disease that we have. You know what I'm saying? And
Yes.
they got black people thinking that soul food is such a good nutritious meal and all that type of stuff. But if you go back and watch that movie Soul Food, when Big Mama was in the hospital and they had to cut her leg off because of diabetes, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the whole family went back to the table and ate all the same food that killed their grandma.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Didn't change nothing.
Didn't change nothing. So instead of us using that as teaching moments for our kids or whatever like that, we just go back and make the same mistakes. And black people so used to living on hope instead of hope and believing. That's been black people motto, hope and believing. And hope is bullshit. And when you take the word believe and stretch it out a little bit, you got the word lie sitting right in between believe. You
Mm-hmm.
understand? So if you don't know nothing, you lost. So I'd rather know something than believe something.
Hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
I'm sorry, I'm
that's like,
brushing my teeth again. That's a
yeah,
good way of looking at it.
that's you can break it down to your boyfriend, Candy. Or, I mean, if you have one, either you believe he cheating or you know he cheating.
Wait, say that again. I'm sorry.
I said that can go down to you having a boyfriend. Either you know he cheating or you will believe he cheating. There's a difference in
Right.
the two.
It's a big difference.
Right. And that's the
Yeah,
same thing with life. Either you believe it or you know it.
that's the truth. Damn, this was a good one, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I appreciate the hell out of y'all. Cause I didn't.
No
I was
problem.
just. I just wanted people to see the distractions that they go through and how we so caught up in all these so-called racism situations. And I just be wanting them to see, like, stop letting this shit go over y'all head. Stop letting these people bring this shit completely over y'all head. We gotta do better. We
Right.
have to do better. We have to learn how to work the system for ourselves so we could generate what needs to be generated. We
We
don't
just
really
got to
look at it like that.
we got to get out the system. Because the
Yes.
system is going to be killing us. And until we learn, I'm going to tell you something. If you go back to Jim Crow, people always talk
Mm-hmm.
about how hard and cruel Jim Crow was and everything. But Jim Crow was the era where black people stood and strapped their boots up the most and got their own shit.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
And before
Yep.
you and before the civil rights kicked in, what black people don't understand is when they pass different laws and different things like that, they gonna always bring up the black community first. But when they pass a law through Congress, that law affects everyone. So
Everyone.
when
Yep.
civil rights passed and black people found it so amusing or amazing that I'm gonna go spend my money over here with these white people because the place looked better instead of continuing to spending money with our own people is what we lost at. Because right now, black people shop off labels and titles, not
Right.
quality. You understand what I'm saying?
And I'm glad you're
Mm-hmm.
saying that, see, because I had a conversation with someone. I may have shared it with you, Candy, as well. My mom's
Okay.
sister, who's deceased now, she was born in 1945, okay? And my aunt always said, as I was growing up, I prefer segregation than now. And I used to
Mm-hmm.
look at her like, what the hell she talking about? Until I got older, she said, this is the reason why I say that. Because we were a real community. We brought from our stores. You know, if one didn't have, the other one had. We had our own dressmakers, our own little corner stores that, we get our food from to feed our families.
Right.
She said everything was so self-contained within our community. And it
Right,
was more sense of a community. Now instead, then when segregation went away, all the money out your neighborhood gone. She said now all the other, she said we all the problems we didn't have when we had segregation. Once it was integrated, it became a whole nother issue.
right. I mean, even when you go back as far as you got to understand, a lot of truth is
Hmm.
given in movies and cartoons and
Yeah,
stuff like that. And if you don't know it, it'll go over your head.
The
And
Simpsons to be exact.
and see, you can even go back to the movie Life when Martin and Eddie went up to that little restaurant when they went to go buy a pie. And the
Yes.
lady didn't want to sell them the pie, and it was like,
Hmm.
well, how much is it for all white pie, or all black
Hmm.
pie? But
Mm-hmm.
that was a message that once black people, I guess so called, got this little extra um should I say illusion of freedom, because at the end of the day nobody's free. But
Right.
when they
Right.
got the illusion of being free, they their money wasn't no good for black people no more. Instead of going and getting that apple pie from Aunt Your Mama, they went and got
Hmm.
the apple pie from Auntie Becky. You heard me?
Hmm.
The place looked better, or because it was, you know, like I say, white people, the Europeans, they didn't bullshit it out people so much till they
Hmm.
really believe that they switched places with us, and we've been competing to be on the level with so-called white people when that's where we get stuck at. You
Right.
understand? And for the longest, black people just been trying to get even with white people when the white man still trying to catch up to the Chinese man.
Uh,
Yep.
You know
Yep.
what I'm saying?
okay.
Yep.
Say that.
So, like I said,
Absolutely.
and I hate to say it, but I guess you could say it. I'm 50 years old. You heard me? So I guess I could say it by my age, but like to me, it's over for us.
Mm-hmm.
As far as the black community, I can't even see a crack we could slide through right now.
Yeah.
A what to slide through?
A crack, a daylight to slide through.
Mm.
You think
You know,
so?
we got so many gatekeepers right now, man. And right now, right, the main thing right now, you can fill a kid up or fill someone up with so much of uh information to live a righteous and purposeful life. But
Uh-huh.
if somebody come with a bag to alter their route, 90% of the people will take that bag.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah, they will.
Selling their
But
And
souls.
how
once you take that bag, you no longer own yourself. So you can't say
Yep.
when people give you contracts. whether it's sports, entertainment, they're
Selling your
not they're not
soul.
they're not giving you the contract to talk the shit you know. They giving you a contract to do what they say and shut the fuck up.
Mm-hmm.
Now that's what I was about to go to because I was about to say, however, even though that sound more, realistic than a lot of other things, and I'm only speaking on this is because I'm raising so many of them right now. Well, I'm raising two of them, which is my daughter and my nephew. And they don't see it that they don't do things like that. Like they're in the music industry, but
Right,
they refuse to sign. They looking at it like you're not gonna tell me what to do. You're not gonna tell me which way to go. I'm gonna live my life and I'm gonna be free with living my life. That ain't going like that. I mean, it was a lot that was taught. That I taught them. I've embedded a lot in them. But at the same token, it's so many other youngsters out here. There's so many of them that will take the money. And there's so many of them that really look at the situation and be like, bro, it ain't that serious. Like, I could get the money. That ain't nothing. The
Mm-hmm.
problem is, what do you want me to do for this money?
Ah,
What are you
right,
asking of me? And that I see more of
right.
them doing that nowadays than I've seen in the past. I still see some of them. They tell them they got $100,000 and they think that's some money. I taught my
uh,
children a long time ago. I had 20 racks. I never forget it. I don't know what I was doing that day, but I counted $20,000 out. I spent $20,000 in a day within hours. 20
mm-hmm.
grand gone over. And I showed them children that. I say, so now you tell me if you got four more of these, what the hell you think you gonna do?
Right, right.
What you think?
And
So
then,
Well,
don't
first you got
go.
to pay your taxes first. That's number one. Some of them
well,
don't do that
and
and wind
well,
up in trouble in the end. You got to
well, and then,
pay Uncle Sam, unfortunately.
right. Well, and the main thing you got to understand is that the dollar is only worth 30 cents right now.
Mm,
Uh-huh.
Understand? So by the
Mm-hmm.
dollar only being worth 30 cents, that's why eggs went up. That's why
Yeah.
everything else went up. You understand? So when
mm-hmm.
you go to get gas and you got gas so much a gallon, and then when you go to pumping and you only getting so much for them $10 or $15, and it ain't adding up to you because you're not getting that full dollar gas. You're only getting 30 cents worth of gas off that dollar.
Mm,
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So
Yeah.
yeah.
that goes back to everything with the food and everything. So whenever stuff go up, it's because at the end of the day, over the last 20 years, the dollar bill has been losing its value.
Mm,
You know what I'm
mm-hmm.
saying? So that's why we're about to enter a real cashless society. The dollar bill ain't gonna be worth nothing in a minute. You see what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So all that go back to everything that what y'all
Mm,
was just talking about. Uh, it just everything that it just all goes back to the point that y'all was talking about. Every element, everything that of this life, of this particular life, and
mm-hmm.
whether it's selling your soul, and at the end of the day, a lot of people don't even know what selling your soul is, because if you really know what the soul was, your soul is at the bottom of your feet,
Right.
Mm-hmm.
and the reason, and by your soul being at the bottom of your feet, them white people know that. They've been studying us for years. They know us better than we know ourselves.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
You understand? So that's why they give us tennis and these sneakers and shoes with these thick rubber heels to keep our feet from being grounded.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So if you know that, then you would know the understanding of me. Ain't no fucking such thing as selling my soul.
Right.
So all you doing is taking that money from them people, and your mind is weak. So if somebody offer you $2-3 million contract and they get you in a room and they get you to do some shit that you don't normally do, you chose to do that.
You chose to
That's
do it.
right.
Right.
That was a choice.
That's what you signed up for. You sold your soul.
So I
That was
mean,
a
but if
choice.
but if you know what your true soul was, then because you take people like
Mm,
people that you don't hear on the radio. Because if you when we grew up, like in the late '80s, early '90s, hip hop music was all about unification.
yeah,
Yeah, it
You know what I'm
was.
it
saying?
was.
It was all
It
about
was.
it was more positive than anything. But once they found out a way to capitalize off it, like in 1992. when they passed that bill where every rap album that was sold under SoundScan, 10 to 12% of that money went to the prison system.
Mm-hmm.
So every time we bought an album, we actually, the people bought albums and purchased the prison system at the same time.
Mm,
Ain't that some shit?
Yep. Well,
mm.
what they say from the crib to the
From the
from the
cradle
crib
to
to
the
the
And that
school,
grave.
and that also assisted with the prison pipeline that we have.
the prison pipeline. That's why they have so many prisons built, and because they know one thing: all we got to do is keep letting these assholes listen to this music. Because one thing about these people here, so-called black people, they go try to live that shit, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So, and it went from our generation, we, we was wilding out, but a lot of our rap music was like 70-80% entertainment.
right.
Right,
It
right.
was.
It was entertainment, and at the end of the day, it was our fault because we started off with, money over hoes and this, that, and the other, pimping and getting the bag, and with the women saying, "I'm that bitch," and
Yep.
it went from just speaking to the next generation that came in the 2000s. They went to actually saying what they were doing. And now you
Yep.
come back, and now you come to this point within the last 10 years, these niggas actually living the shit that they rapping,
Yeah,
Yep. Yep.
crazy.
you know? So
Yep.
I mean, at the end of the day, we was the gatekeepers for that, not knowing what the future held. So
Mm-hmm.
ultimately, it's up to us to try to like kind of divert the situation. So
To make it
everything
right.
that's so everything that's going on with Gangster and Skip and everybody and the way that New Orleans popping off, I love it because at the end of the day, in order for you to have order, you need chaos first. You
Chaos.
know?
That's
Yep.
right. You need chaos.
And right now, New Orleans,
You got to have it.
right, and there's chaos in New Orleans right now.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It is. Hey, I just I was talking to Miss Carter, Miss Eileen Carter, and she said it. She said, "We shall see what they're gonna do." She said, "Cause I gave it all to the Lord. I can't worry about that. I'ma see though." She said, "Because there's so much that still has yet to come out." And
Right.
I was like,
Mm-hmm.
"So we got more chaos coming."
There's
She
more.
said, "Oh yeah."
We ain't
But
seen
you
the
know
shit
what
yet.
though? They invited a lot of that shit over the years. Even the
Right.
mayors, they had their own shrine, they praying to their own God and all this. They just doing all kind of crazy shit, bro. They
And
got
look, whether
these,
you
these statues in the city that's demonic statues. I'm like, bro, what is y'all doing?
well, I'm gonna tell you like this: whether you know it or not, if y'all take the time and do your real due diligence on that fleur de lis,
Uh-huh.
that that carries a lot of negative energy in the city. And
Mm-hmm.
we represent that shit everywhere we go. So that's why we keep that particular energy in New Orleans. And that fleur
Mm-hmm.
de lis, that fleur de lis used to be something that they branded on so-called slaves.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So when you do the history of that fleur de lis and understand that uh, where it came from, because everything has history. You understand?
Yes.
Right. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Every symbol holds a symbolic meaning.
Right. So
Yep.
and at the end of the day, this world that we live in is and if you know whether you know it or not, we living in a Masonic chessboard.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
if you know how to, that's why they tell you life is chess, not checkers. You know. So and if you understand and anything about masonry and I'm not a mason. I don't get involved in no organizations. I'm my own person because I don't abide by people rules like that. But
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I do study just to be aware and have knowledge so I won't be lost in case somebody try to throw something over my head, you know.
Right.
But at the end of the day, if you understand, the different things about um, symbols and signs, because everything about this life is symbols and signs.
It
Mm-hmm.
is. It is.
Symbols and signs and numbers. Because you can basically argue that the number one is a symbol, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
The plus sign is a symbol, right?
Right.
Yes.
So you can all get that why 1 + 1 is not 3 instead of 2, because that's 3 symbols.
I see what you're saying.
Mm,
We've been taught a different math, a different science, a different religion, because science wasn't necessarily had nothing to do with the anatomy of the body and all that type of stuff.
Right.
Science is a way of life. You know what I'm saying? So whatever it is you're doing, whether you building a car, building a boat, or even cooking a pot of gumbo, it's a certain science you put into that.
True. Damn. You opened me up to something else
for
just now.
real. I have a question, see.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Well, do you think that white flight will happen again?
That who?
White flight.
White flight.
Uh-huh.
They got three different meanings. Which one you talking about?
The one like in, of course, in our city, like in the 60s and 70s when the whites went more into the suburban areas, or, they used to live in a city and then
I,
moved out. Or they bought a
I,
property and they just went and
well,
just
they,
abandoned it.
me.
Wait, your phone breaking up. I don't know what's
The
going on.
reverse affects me.
Your phone breaking up. Hold on. Because I want to hear what you're saying.
You know,
I can hear you now, yeah.
I think it's going to be reversed because it's look like everybody trying to move back in the city.
Right.
You know, at one point, it depends on, like I said, to me, it goes back to money. And if you get some investors that want to come and invest in a certain part of the city and
Mm-hmm.
quote unquote black neighborhoods, torn down neighborhoods that can be rebuilt to rise off of. And at the end
Mm-hmm.
of the day, they know black people don't do that. We don't take care of our neighborhood. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And um, they could do what they want, because at the end of the day, whether you don't own your car, everything you own, you don't own nothing.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? You don't own
Mm-hmm.
nothing. So that's all you can either do is sell out or either get put out.
Damn.
Gotcha.
One of the, one of the two. So to me, it looked like what they're trying to do with a lot of uh I'm gonna call New Orleans a blue city because I think New Orleans was blue this year. Louisiana was red, but I think New Orleans was blue.
New Orleans is blue, yeah.
Yeah. So a lot it's going on with a lot of blue cities because if you look at it, all majority of blue cities got black mayors,
Yeah.
black police sheriffs,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and they put there emotionally for black people to say, oh, that's one of us. But at the end of the day, they just put there like they used to call them overseers and so-called slavery. That's just to contain and make sure everybody doing what the fuck they're supposed to do.
That
That's
makes
all
sense.
that is.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's facts. That's because that's what they're there for. Because every time something happens, they give you the same excuse. We're going to get the investigation, or we're going to do this, or either they side with their police officers or whatever going on. So at the end of the day, everybody that's in a certain position, whether it's political or whatever, they know the original stature of black people, of
Mm-hmm.
so-called black people. We have no rights. We have none of that. We barely citizens. Because if you go to the Constitution, and uh, I think it's under the fifth, the fifth, either the 14th, but I think it's the fifth where we get everything except just due. And if you
Everything
continue,
itself?
except just how often do black people get just due?
Really never.
Okay, then answers your question right there. They might let one or two slide through to keep the momentum going. So every time them riots instead pop off, uh, they tend that's what they want to happen, man.
Okay.
That's what they want. That's why you know these crisis acts, because
Right.
all you gotta do is manipulate a lot of black people and they about to roll with it. Because if you got one person standing over and that's that crisis actor, and if you break that building in Foot Locker, them niggas going through that.
You're right.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
Wow.
Damn.
like I said, I don't see
Tonight was
no
deep.
Yeah, I wish all our people can just click and something just happen. Well, we come back to our sanity because the
Yeah,
way that the way that we think and live right now, we are some crazy people. We crazy.
yeah,
We lost our sanity. We lost our way. We lost who we are. We don't know who we
Yes.
are.
and we owe it to ourselves and each other.
But to be honest with you, we owe it to our ancestors who tried to fight this shit off and couldn't win it.
Mm,
That's
yes,
the mission. That's the mission. You got to finish the mission. That's why it's called generations. You know,
generations.
generations. You have to finish the mission. And physically on this planet, you have to finish the mission on this planet because as long as you trapped on this physical surface, you got to
Hmm.
go through something. You got to go through something. And when you understand life is just it's good and bad, uh, positive and negative charges, and good and evil, and that's it. That's all life is. You got a devilish side and you got a godless side,
Hmm.
and whichever one you choose to use, that's which one you use. You got the freedom, but that's your free will.
Right.
Free will.
Yeah, this did tonight. Tonight
Woo.
was deep. Tonight was deep. I mean, I expected it to go, but not this deep. But I love every bit of it
I
because
do too. I do
it
too.
opens up it opens up your mind to something else besides just the basics, just the
Right.
bullshit. You
And
know.
one thing I do want to say, not to cut you off, Candace, that everything that I elaborated on tonight, it's my perspective. And
Yeah,
one thing I want people to understand is that if anything that I said may help uh, poked you the right way, raised some hair on your arms, or even poked you the wrong way, investigate it and see why it poked you a certain way. You hear me? So
that's right.
anytime you doing any type of knowledge or trying to gain information about anything, especially yourself, when the hair's on your arm raised up, your body letting you know that that's some type of truth you're running across. And you
Mm,
got to find a way, to apply it to your life. And if you don't apply that truth to your life, then you will continue to live a lie.
Right. You need to holler. I'm
So
God and the devil. Which one do you? Oh, boy, shut up. Tell me somebody comment.
that's
All
me
right,
telling the
y'all.
truth. He telling the truth
Yeah.
because remember, at the end of the day,
mm-hmm.
Lucifer was on our side. If you
Hmm.
know, if you read the story of King Lear, it'll give you a whole perspective.
Hmm.
Read the book of King Lear, and that's gonna tell you
Wait,
everything
wait,
you
wait.
know.
You was breaking out. Read the book of what?
King Lear.
Inky and the Lil.
That's one of the stories they took out the so-called Bible.
Mm-hmm.
See you breaking up. Inky and the Lil. That's what you said.
The King Lear.
The Inky and the Lil. I'm about to find. I'm about to look that up. The
Uh,
the Inky and the Lil.
yep, that's it.
Inky and the Lil. I'm trying to make sure I remember that.
I'm trying to put it in my notes. Hold on, because I gotta get it. Repeat it for me
Yeah,
one more
yeah.
time. See, I'm sorry.
Yeah, Inky,
Mm,
Inky, and Elil, Elil.
The Inky and the Lil. Yeah. Send it to me, sis. Cause
all right.
I need to check that out too. I'm always trying to gain more knowledge, and I'm gonna tell y'all this. The reason why I discuss sometimes, well, I'm discussing a lot about the politics and things that's happening in New Orleans, is because God is moving me somewhere. Like He's really moving me. I don't know which direction this is going to, but I'm following what I need to follow, and a
Mm-hmm.
lot of doors has been open dealing with the politics and all this other stuff, but it all boils down to the people, my people. That's what it boils down to me. I don't look at the titles and the names and all that stuff they want us to look at. I look at
Mm-hmm.
the fact that we talking about our people. How can
Right.
this have some type of rightness for our people to help them? Because everything that's happening right now is supposed to happen. New Orleans is in chaos because they're supposed to be in chaos. That's where the order's gonna come in at. And I said it yesterday and I say it again. I know I'm gonna be a part of that order. A part of putting a lot of things in order. It has been told to me one too many times, and I've been sitting here listening and I've been talking to God over and over and over. And dealing with myself. That's why I tell y'all I'm okay with being by myself. It don't bother me at all. I'll be at
Mm-hmm.
peace with myself. I love me. But that's gonna be a part of a lot of this is gonna be a part of the mission and just for our people to wake up. The first should be last, the last should be first. We gonna rise. It is what it is. You can't stop it. They cannot stop it. I don't care how much they try. They can't
Mm-hmm.
stop it because what's already been written is been written. It's supposed to happen like that. So they can do all the endorsements they want to do. They can put all the money they want to put up. They can do whatever they want to do. That don't mean nothing half of the time. Nothing. It's just money.
That's all. That's all. That's all it is. So once people understand that we are the gatekeepers of this planet. We got the biggest spending power.
Yep.
We got the biggest spending power. You got black people spend $17 billion a year on Valentine's Day.
Hmm.
God damn.
And
Hmm.
you know what a lot of the main reason is why so much money spent on Valentine's Day?
Hmm.
How many women tell their old man don't come home without nothing from you on Valentine's Day?
Shit. Now,
Mm.
I done schooled you men now. Now you can not listen to me. Bring that woman flowers every day. Go to somebody's garden. You could buy the cheapest flowers you can find. Bring her flowers every day. Valentine's Day, you ain't got to do all that.
Now, if people understood where Valentine's originated from, why
Oh,
you
please
think with
tell
the
her.
why you think they got the symbol with the little boy with the diaper on with the bow and arrow?
Mr.
Please tell
Cupid.
her.
Yeah, everything kicked off with the Romans. If you go back to that movie 300, remember all the men used to be fighting with them little towers wrapped around them?
Yep.
Uh-huh.
See, they didn't show the part when they was fucking each other and all
I
that.
was about
You
to
heard me?
say
Uh-huh.
sodomizing
So,
each other. Yep.
yeah, all of that. So, all right, so they used to have them grown men and when Roman walk around and whatever little boys that they saw they wanted on that particular day, they shot the bow and arrow in their ass, and that's what they was gonna get that night.
Mm-hmm.
And that's Valentine's Day.
Mm-hmm.
And
I
you
told
can
him,
go
bro.
so everything got history. All our religions is pagan. You know what I'm saying? And if you for all the people that really believe the Bible, the, the so-called God tell you not to worship no other idols on no other
That's
given
right.
day, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
That's right.
but what the main thing people worship and what they idolize right there every year, and everybody got it for Christmas,
A Christmas tree.
Christmas tree. And when you go back, the original Christmas tree was made from Yule logs, and
You logs.
Yule logs, yeah. And they
Okay.
used to burn. They used to burn the Yule logs when they was pedophiling and sodomizing them kids.
Mm.
You logs.
Yule logs, Yule with the L at the end.
Mm.
I ain't know
Mm.
the
Mm.
name. You logs. Okay.
Yeah. Like like the jeans we used to wear. Remember the Wrangler jeans?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember what the patch looked like with the two horses pulling that rope.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I never did like that.
All right, but you just put a nigga in between that rope.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That's your Wrangler jeans.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You can go
I
back
never
to
did
the
like
you can go back to the cigars. Like a lot of niggas smoke backwoods cigars, right?
Mm.
mm-hmm.
Uh, and backwoods, the original name was Dutch Masters, Dutch Master Backwoods.
Mm.
Uh-huh.
Dutch Masters was one of the first European families of slavery.
The Dutch masters.
Dutch
And
master. Let me put that on. Dutch master.
well, Dutch Masters went from smoking niggas to niggas.
I'm gonna send it to you.
Okay. Yeah, that's
Everything
why I
got.
took. Though that these pagan holidays, but like, I mean, people do what they want. I
Mm-hmm.
could just give you the way I did it, and that's
Because
how
it
I
feel
got away
good.
from it.
They do it
Yeah,
because it feel good. Emotion, it feel good.
I got away from it for sure. Like I really like, I was like,
Right.
nah, we not doing this. Like I don't really want. And it wasn't me. Like I don't. It was my spirit. I'm gonna tell you that it was my spirit. My spirit really was
Mhm.
like, nah, you need to go this way now. We didn't did this enough. You need to switch
Once
to this
you
direction.
once you remind yourself, you go find out that you already know. Because everything you need to know is already in you.
Mm.
Remember, we are the only species on this planet that so-called need a book to survive. Because every other species don't need a book. You don't see fish and animals and bears reading books
Right, right. And I'm glad
because
that
it's
you said that because I don't mean to cut you off, but while it's on my mind, I gotta tell you this. When people used to always be like, "You gotta read the Bible, you gotta read this, you gotta read that." For some strange reason, I always would come up with it'd be something in me. Well, what I know now as I got older, the spirit in me would just reveal everything right then and there. Like, come on, we know this already.
right,
Mhm.
Like when we go through it, we know this, and we know that's not real. We know this, and I'm looking at it strange, like, why y'all keep trying to get me to do this when I'm telling y'all, like, no, like, that's not what it's hidden for. Like,
Right.
this not what's
hmm
up. I don't believe that this is what it's supposed to be. And they still was pushing it, still into this day. I have relatives that still be like, oh, you need. But when they say something, I be like, I knew that already.
right.
I knew all this shit you talking about. And it's I don't know if they like if they reminded me all of a sudden, but
It,
I
uh,
knew
it
it.
it just takes something to trigger. It just takes something to trigger a memory. Whether it can be something you smell, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Something that nostalgia, something you smell can bring up a whole bunch of stuff. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
you got to start respecting and understanding your body, understand the aura around you. And if you ignore that and wait for somebody to tell you something, then you're not following your lead. You're not being that free thinker.
Right.
You know.
Right.
So, and everybody got to understand one thing, that your subconscious is your life.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mhm.
and anything that you just keep in your subconscious, whether it's negative or positive, is going to ultimately be your reality. So,
Mm-hmm.
if you walk around constantly saying, I can't, I'm gonna try, this might happen, well, I'm gonna see, and that's what your life will be like, trying and seeing, you
Right.
know? So, like, at the end of the day, I tell my football kids, when you tell coach, I can't, I'm gonna try, I don't know, I tell them you're cursing me out, bro, and I hate being cursed out.
Right.
Mhm.
So,
Right.
but once you put that in your head and you get that try, can't, I'm gonna see, we go see. If you constantly say that, then that's gonna be your reality.
Right.
Right. You're
So
right.
you gotta stop being afraid to say I am, I can, and I will.
And my daughter called me last night with a conversation. She asked me what do I feel like her ideal age should be for me for her to start a family. And I'm like, oh shit, I ain't think about that. But then I went down a whole little list of things with her, like, well, you need to do this, that. And she was like, well, I'm gonna get married first. I said, well, okay, that's fine. But we constantly talking about the situation. And I'm like, bro, oh, I forgot what I was about to say just that quick.
About your daughter and
Damn.
family,
Damn,
about
that's
your,
crazy. That never happened like that.
about your daughter and her family at a certain
Yeah.
age to start a family.
What we would say before that.
That's what you said before that. She said, y'all, you had a talk with
Yeah.
her.
Get a talk
No,
with her.
you said something that triggered it.
Um, damn, you contagious,
Shit.
Candy.
I'm like, shit.
So I'm not tripping.
I'm sitting there thinking like, oh Lord, what did one? Oh wait, hold up.
You said something that triggered it. So I was really that's why I was like, oh shit, wait a minute, where the fuck it went at?
Yeah, what did I say, man? For you to start talking about your daughter and
You had a conversation.
yeah,
But I can't remember
Damn.
what C said. I can't remember what he said to that sparked, you know.
To trigger it. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm
Yeah, I
trying to
can't.
remember what he said that triggered that in my mind to say what I was about to say. Damn, that's wild. That's the
Mm-hmm.
spirit that don't want us talking about this. Yeah, it's
Mm,
possible, bro, because it went just like that.
just that
Mm-hmm.
fast. Like a fleeting thought. It just that was
Because the next
dang.
words was about to come out my mouth, and I'm like, oh shit, I forgot. Wait, what we was talking about?
And out of the three of us, we can't even figure it out. Yeah.
Think I will remember it. I'm the one that said it, huh?
We can't figure it out. No, I told her 25. I told her 25 is fine. Oh, I know what it was. I know what it was. I know what it was. All right. I told her 25 is a good time to, if she want to start a family. I said between 25 and 30, something like that. She was like, well, I don't want to wait till I'm 30, 40 years old because the body don't heal the same. I said, let me tell you something. That is not necessarily true. That
Right.
is what we tell ourselves, and we put that in our heads that forces our body to think that it's not going to heal the same way. I feel like I'm in my 20s, very, very early 30s. I say my body still heals the same. I don't put
Mm-hmm.
in my head that I'm 46, I'm older, and my body. No, that's not what you put. I say what you put in your mind and you speak out your mouth, so it shall be. And your
Right.
body's going to react to that. And she said,
Mm-hmm.
Ma, she said, damn, Ma, you got a point. She said, yeah, I'm not gonna say that no more. I said, yeah, don't do that because you speaking it over yourself. I
Right.
hear
Right.
people do it all day, every day.
Mm-hmm.
Women, men, everything. Oh man, I'm getting old. I forgot. Oh man, I'm getting old. My hip. Oh man, bro, like try something else
Mm-hmm.
because your
That was
body's reacting to what you speaking.
right.
You
Right.
saying it, so it's reacting to it. So you're gonna find it more. Like just now, my shoulder was hurting. I know why my shoulder hurt. It's just a muscle. I know this already.
Mm-hmm.
But if I
And
told my body something else, it would have been, like, nah,
right.
it's just a muscle. It'll be all right. I know that's me driving with this hand repeatedly,
Right.
repeatedly. You know what I'm saying? That's it. Once I stop driving, I go lay down. I don't feel none of that.
And see another thing that our people don't understand the the magnitude of the power that we have within our body as by us being melanated beings like we are. It's a
Mm-hmm.
certain type of physical I hate to use the word like that power, but it's a certain physical power that we have, and they know about it because at the end of the day, black people body parts are worth more than heroin. You
Right.
know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So, at the end of the day, everything about this life that we're in right now has nothing to do with us. Whether it's every type of diet supplement, any type of shot, uh, food, anything with on this particular lifestyle in this particular realm, we're not supposed to be living like that. You know what I'm saying? We
Mm-hmm.
we were we This was a tropical planet. Everything that we were eating, what we were eating from the planet, from everything that was
Yeah.
grown. Because at the end of the day, the inside of a watermelon, the inside of any type of fruit is real meat.
Yeah. Yeah.
What we eating is flesh.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? And once they
Mm-hmm.
figured out that our body structure, everything, our molecular structure is totally different from so-called Europeans. Because remember,
Right.
they're not fully developed humans. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So that's
Mm-hmm.
why everything about this particular lifestyle, whether it's going to the doctor, commercials you see, anything, that's for them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It ain't for us.
Right.
And once you understand that and start treating your body the way it's supposed to be treated, and stop, like the vaccination shots, that wasn't for us to take.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel
Right.
sorry for the people that took all three of them because that wasn't nothing but a power move. People got paid off that, man.
Right.
But all you got to do is instill a little fear in our people, and everybody went to go running to the doctor, getting shots. The dirtiest people that you knew was so clean, they won't be 6 feet away from you. And everybody bought up all the toilet paper. Like, where all that came from?
Bro, and I spoke on that one day. I said, brother, do y'all know that America makes toilet paper? Paper towel is right here.
A black
Like I
man
don't.
made it too.
Yeah, I don't even know why we panicked. Why did everybody panic like that? I didn't panic. I was like, I don't even know what y'all doing. That don't make no sense. I went there one day to get some toilet paper because we needed some in the house, and everything was gone. I'm like, are y'all serious right now?
That's
Well,
that's that's I mean,
the virus doing it. Doing what? Making y'all
that's that's
sick?
that's black people. All you got to do is if it come across TikTok in a fashionable way, it become a damn tradition almost. It become a fad. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And
Ah,
all they got to do is throw a couple of crumbs at us and remember that year they was killing each other for them chicken sandwiches at Popeyes.
uh-huh.
All right, if, if you don't think
Uh-huh.
niggas lost, if you don't think we lost now, I know right when that happened, you killing somebody behind a chicken sandwich.
Chicken sandwich. Chicken
Yeah,
sandwich. I
but
couldn't believe. I was like, bro, it's chicken. What the fuck is wrong with y'all?
yeah, but the minute you show a nigga a picture with a chicken and a watermelon, his feelings will get hurt.
Yup. 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 And that's my point I be making. Not nigga, you in your motherfucking feelings. What is the
Right.
problem?
What's the problem?
What is the
Oh,
problem, bro? Like, why was that such a big issue or a big deal? You
niggas
know you
love their
love
chicken.
chicken. You love chicken. You love watermelon. Why is there racist? What is racist about that? That nobody could tell me.
No, nobody could tell you. Well, like I said, nobody could. They only know what they've been told. Like, one of these cats out here, old black man, we was talking. We was having a nice conversation. There was a bunch of us, and he wound up calling me Uncle Tom. And I'm like, I said, bro, I appreciate that, bro. I ain't never really been called that before. And he looked at me, but if you really know who Uncle Tom was, you know what I'm saying? And they called
Uh-huh.
Uncle Tom. They called Uncle Tom a so-called sellout, but Uncle Tom was the one that was letting all our people know and everything that what they was up to, what they was about to do to our people.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh,
That's who Uncle
they was
Tom was.
providing the information.
Uncle Tom was our informant,
Yeah, they was providing the
so,
information.
right? So Uncle Tom, but they just reversed it and made it because that sellout name stuck with it.
Yeah,
You feel me?
yeah,
So they
and
just
it
they just
did.
they just gave him to us, and we took him. But the original Uncle Tom was on our side. People don't
Mm-hmm.
know that, you know, whole lot
Ain't
of
that some
fabricated.
shit?
hmm
Bro,
It's
we get
like
twisted up so much.
if you go back to do your research,
Uh-huh.
and it's up to each individual person. But if you do your real research, you can go back to 1861 and research a lady named Sandra Barnes,
Mm-hmm.
along at that time with the United States government. And guess who was one of the characters that they created?
Who
Harriet Tubman.
was one of the characters? Oh, okay. Okay. Excuse me, y'all. That's crazy.
She was a character. That's what they made. They give you characters to keep you going back. To all these heroes, and she was an uneducated woman. They say she was
Mm-hmm.
uneducated, right?
Right.
Well, how you learned how to be a nurse? How you learned how to be a train conductor? And how were you the only one that took all these people under this railroad and didn't lose one life? That sounds like a story to me.
Sure do.
But like I said, it's not for you to believe from me, but if you do your research with the lady Sandra Barnes in the United States government, and remember, she was married 3 different times. And
Mm-hmm.
if you let the autobiography of Harriet Tubman tell you, she never signed nothing in her life.
She never what?
She never signed nothing in her life. She never put her Hancock physically on nothing.
Mm.
Mm.
Wow.
Ain't that something?
And look, if you decide to stay on that train with Harriet Tubman, if you decide
Mm-hmm.
to stay on that train with Harriet Tubman, catch the next train, and the next train will be the Nat Turner story here, and read about
Mm.
that character too here.
Okay. All right. I'll be fucking with it beat. Cause I gotta see.
Yeah, you got you gotta look at the stories, man. Anything that these people created, they're gonna celebrate it and they're gonna capitalize off it.
Right,
Mm-hmm.
right.
Anything that's real, they leave it alone. You could take Malcolm for instance. When it came down to
Mm-hmm.
make that Malcolm X movie, Hollywood didn't give Spike Lee a dime. He had to
Mm-hmm.
borrow from his friends in Hollywood to make that movie.
Mm-hmm.
So, because America didn't create Malcolm X, they created Martin Luther King.
Mm.
Yeah. See, Martin Luther King original name was Michael King. He changed
Mm-hmm.
Right.
his name.
You
He
changed
changed his
it.
name from some type of British dictator or some type of old school ruler or something like that. But Martin Luther King changed his name from Michael King to Martin Luther King,
Mm-hmm.
so it'll fit. But Martin Luther King to me wasn't nothing but the right hand man, the right hand of the so-called oppressors at the time, because it got to the point where they couldn't like physically tell you what to do no more because of so-called uh, slavery and people being free. So they just couldn't run up on you and make you do stuff like they normally could hundreds of years prior
Mm-hmm.
to that. So they just went to getting gatekeepers. Martin Luther King, L. Shelton, Jesse Jackson, Barack Obama, all of them.
Started becoming real gatekeepers.
Yeah, what Barack Obama did for us?
Huh?
What did Barack
Nothing.
Obama do for us?
Nothing.
And no disrespect, but the only thing he pushed and got top agendas was with the LGBT, them
Yep.
people, the community, you
Yep.
did.
Yep. That
Mm-hmm.
was it.
And if you
That
go
was
back,
it.
if you go back a month ago, Barack Obama did an interview, and he said that every black child needs a gay mentor.
Yep.
Hmm?
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. So
My Lord.
I remember
what,
that.
yeah, what type of real man say that? But if you go deep into like doing your research and understand how Barack Obama was manufactured, they used to have a documentary on Netflix. It's called Barry,
Mm-hmm.
Barroy,
Okay.
and that's something that you can check out too. Because remember, he was adopted by different families, so
Mm-hmm.
that's why Trump used to always push that birth certificate issue, because
Mm.
he didn't have several different names. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So Barack was a plant. You know what I'm saying? He was put there to carry out a certain agenda.
Mm-hmm.
So every president is, and Trump carrying out his agendas or whatever it is. But I don't get involved in that because I believe that politics in America is not for black people. That's not our game.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So I stay
That's
out of
that,
that.
that's their game with a lot of little shit, boy.
Right.
All right, I love y'all. I gotta go. I gotta start driving.
All right, so all right,
This
see, it's
I
see,
been
I
appreciate
real.
see you
it.
It's a
later, baby.
good.
Thank you so much.
Well, yeah, it's all good. I'll be watching you, baby. You hear me?
Thank you. I'm glad you came up. I appreciate you. But
Yeah,
if
yeah.
God is willing, listen, I'll see y'all tomorrow.
All right,
Depending
bro.
Because
on
I'm
what the
getting sleepy and
conversation,
I know I don't need to go to sleep.
yeah, depending on what the conversation is, man, I'll jump in and out with y'all and I'll let y'all you dig.
Most
All right.
definitely. Most definitely. Y'all be good. I see y'all later.
All right, be
All
safe, Candy.
I will.
All right.
Good
Bye,
night.
y'all. Good night.
right.